Hey, what's up you guys? After Show Reaction. Today I'm going to be reacting to some more Supergirl. This is season 5, episode 8. And this is the penultimate episode to the crossover. Which the same was for Batwoman, which by the way I was told that there is an after credit scene for Supergirl 08, Batwoman 08, and The Flash 08. I didn't watch the Batwoman one because I didn't realize. But I've been told that it's the same thing for every single one. Kind of like the Elseworlds thing. So I'm not going to watch it in this one either. I'm going to watch it in the Flash one. Because I think that's the last one. I think. Or maybe I'll watch it in the Arrow one if it's in the Arrow one. I don't know. Look, I don't know. I'm going to watch it in the last one that it's available in. Don't worry, I will see it. I just don't want to watch the same thing over and over again, that's all. Anyways, Supergirl. We had 2 episodes. What was it? Last week? Was it last week that we had them? No, we didn't actually. When did we have these Supergirl episodes? Yeah, there was no Supergirl last week. Right, so we had Confident Woman and Tremors. Okay. When Ravi showed up earlier in the show, I was excited because, of course, Ravi is awesome. But you hadn't seen iZombie. Now that you have, and he showed up again, you recognized him. Yay. Ravi is great. I love Ravi. We need more Ravi in our lives. I was actually glad for the backstory on Lena in this episode gave us. It helped me understand her pain and sympathize with the character more. Although I disagree with her methods in handling her pain, I completely understand why she feels the way that she does. Especially when she's experienced it multiple times over. Last season they did a similar thing with Sam Witwer's Agent Liberty in episode 403, Man of Steel. And I think that episode worked better than this one did. I liked what we got with Andrea and Leviathan. Seems like something at least is happening with the season and the plot is moving a bit, kinda. Andrea seems sympathetic, unlike what Lena is doing. I can relate to Andrea's decisions and choices. I like Lena less and less every episode. She's just such a jerk, I can't even. If it wasn't Katie playing her, I would have given up on this character at this point. Fair enough. But I love Katie too much. What can you do? Sometimes you just have a bias towards the actor playing the character, and that's fair enough. We all know how I feel about Laurel. Lena's only real problem is that she executed Lex. She did it because Lex would have killed Kara, and everyone else around her for writing their Pulitzer-winning article and helping to foil his plans. By killing Lex, Lena saved Kara from him, and Lex dying rubbed one simple fact in her face, that Kara didn't need saving from Lex, and Kara lied to Lena about their entire friendship. Now the real question of when could Kara have told Lena? In my mind, there was only one period of time she could have done without irreparable harm to the relationship, immediately following the Daxamite invasion. So, the end of season 2. Tell Lena then, because she helped save the world from her mistake of helping Mon-El's mother, and most likely wouldn't have happened if she knew the truth in the first place. Plus, you have the sympathy vote. Your boyfriend just got sent away. I mean... I also think that Kara could have also come clean with some damage to the relationship, but without Lena turning villain. If Kara did it any time after Rain was defeated, but before she told Neonal, because prior to Neonal knowing, one could reasonably argue that everyone who knew Kara was Kryptonian knew it from the get-go. Safe for Winn. But Winn helped Kara become Supergirl. There would be the "why lie" during the issues with Rain complaints. And I think Lena would be able to accept that she loves me but hates Supergirl insecurity that Kara had if given some time. But if she had told at any point while it would have hurt their friendship, Lena wouldn't have murdered her brother. And that's Lena's primary issue, because her brother never would have killed her. I didn't think about it that way, but I mean, yeah, absolutely. I get it. I don't even see Kara not telling Lena as a betrayal. I mean, it's a common theme in superhero stories. You have to keep a secret identity a secret, even from the people you're close to, because those that know are at risk. It seems like in Lena's mind, Kara should have been like, "Hi, I'm Kara. Oh, by the way, I'm also Supergirl." Did she not realize that she keeps secrets to protect people? It was only when Kara was close enough to Lena that she felt that she could trust her and not worry about her. It's not like I'm saying I'm married and have 2 kids, or I have a second job. Well, I guess in this case that does apply. Lena really needs to step back and think about the position Kara was in. And I just felt like the whole storyline of her being mad and masking it was dull and unnecessary. It's also a piss poor attempt at saying, "Oh look, she's a Luthor. She could be evil after all." I mean, what you're saying is right, but I think the comment above also has some, validity here, because it's not just about, the lie. It's about the fact that she murdered her brother to protect her, and she didn't even need to do that, so. It's tragic. Lena, despite what she says, loves her brother Lex. That she would kill him to protect her friends, only to find out that she'd been lied to, and to her mind, made a fool of by those people, pushed her over the edge. How far over has yet to be determined. Okay. I don't like the logic that there was never a good time for Kara to tell Lena the truth, because Kara told so many other people the truth over the years. Even people she wasn't even nearly close to. The point, in my opinion, is that she took too long to do it. I mean, 4 or almost 5 years is way too long. I mean, have you seen Smallville? Chloe didn't find out about it until season 5. Maybe 6. Wait, hold on. In season 4 episode, it's a season 4 episode that Chloe finds out, right? But she doesn't say that she knows until, the start of season 6. But even then, Lana doesn't find out until the end of season 6. So, and they're in love. I'm just saying. Is way too long to keep an entire part of yourself a secret from someone who's meant to be your closest friend. No, I didn't expect her to tell Lena right after meeting her. Trust is earned, but once they become closer with each other, and Kara did trust Lena, she should have told her. If she had said something closer to a year into their friendship, I can almost guarantee that Lena would have been a lot more appreciative and understanding. Then there's the fact that almost everyone else was brought into the loop through the show, leaving Lena alone as she was the only one still in the dark. Sure, it was Kara's secret to tell, but that doesn't change the fact that not just one, but almost every single one of Lena's friends spent years lying to her face. I don't condone any of her actions whatsoever, but her emotions, in my opinion, are completely valid. Fair enough. That was a very long comment. Oh gosh, there's more. There's more long comments. Guys, I love your comments. I love reading them. Just please space them out. Please. I'm really bad at reading. Okay. That one scene broke me. Katie's acting performance was incredible, and every time I watch it, I feel my heart clench and I tear up. As I mentioned before, Lena's not a character who shows her emotions very often, so for her to have this breakdown outburst was both jarring and absolutely heartbreaking. Yeah, no, it was good. I really liked that scene. Yeah, I agree. It may seem ridiculous, but I somewhat agree with Lena. She's going over the top, don't get me wrong, but throughout the series, Lena has been manipulated by several people from Rhea, Lex, Lillian, to Andrea, and more, all of which have betrayed her in some way or another. And when Lena came to the city, she did find it hard at first, but she finally came to trust Kara. And at the beginning, Lena wasn't friends with Supergirl. So there was a lot of manipulation from Kara back then, obviously not intentional. But now, the only person she trusted has now betrayed her. Although it may not be along the lines of Lex's betrayal, but it's a betrayal nonetheless. And it wasn't just Kara lying, it was everyone. John, Brainy, Alex, and more. Since they were all Lena's friends, and they all had their own secret identities, which Lena already knew about most of them, these people's secret identities, but never Kara's. Okay. But whether or not Kara's secret identity was valid or not, Lena had a hard time trusting people. And the only person she trusted has now lied to her. And from one lie, it springs more lies, and from one lie, it is difficult to trust people after that. I do think that she's being a bit hypocritical, but at the same time I understand where she is coming from. She has been surrounded by those who manipulate and deceive, those who have done nothing but hurt and kill people, and now she wants to stop that from happening again with her project. Wanting to stop people from betraying each other, stop people from hurting one another. So I don't think she's fallen into a villain category, at least not yet. Or anyways. Oh, okay, we've got people had a conversation about this comment. All right, let's go. Wait, she wants to fuck with the entire world's brains because her feelings got hurt, and you don't think that's a villainous way to act? She used kryptonite on Kara. How is that not a villain? For starters, the DEOs used kryptonite on Kara before, and yet they aren't villains. To be fair, they used it on her when she was like, if they needed it, like if she was a threat. And as for hurt feelings, Loki from the MCU became a villain after realizing he was adopted. Or Regina from Once Upon a Time became a victim when a 10-year-old spilled a secret. Except Lena isn't trying to enslave mankind or kill a bunch of people. People react differently to being betrayed. And to someone like Lena, is constantly betrayed. One little lie can be the difference between life or death. And as for her villainous act, though it may seem drastic, all she wants to do is make sure no one feels the way that she's felt ever again. Of course, her plan seems bad, and messing with the world's brains is villainous, I will admit, but at least she isn't trying to hurt anyone or kill. She could be doing a lot worse, but she isn't. Instead, she is using her past traumas and betrayals to make the world better rather than killing people for revenge or something. I think it's about personal experience. You can look at Lena and think she's overreacting, which I can understand why, but you can also look at her and understand why that she's just fed up with the lies and manipulation. Well, many villains are trying to make the world better in a bad way. They're still villainous. They're still villains. Fair enough, but by that logic, anyone who goes to war is a villain. They go and kill people to make the world a better place. To their own people, they are hailed as heroes, but to the people that are going to war against, they are villains. So technically heroes and villains are the same thing. It all depends on what people want. If people don't want it, you're a villain until they do, and you're the hero. Much like Kara in season 1. She wasn't a good hero at the beginning of this, and people didn't want her, so she was the villain. Until they did want her, and now she is the hero. Okay. It's all about perception, I see. The point is, Kara and Lena are both heroes and villains. Neither one of them can be put into one category. If Supergirl saves someone who wants to die, is she a hero? No, because the person she saved didn't want it. So in the end, heroes and villains don't exist. Everyone is both. People only fall into one category or another when someone wants it. So basically, everyone is the villain. I am the villain of the story. An example in the MCU, Thanos was the villain because he wanted to kill half the universe, which is more understandable. But years after you won, many were grateful for Thanos because the world was truly better. I'm not justifying his actions. Point is, he is a villain because people didn't want it. But when people felt he was right, he was the hero. Proving my point that heroes and villains aren't real things. Just words people say to justify their actions. Yes, we live in a world of grey, people. Could you imagine if the world was just in grey? Not black and white, just grey. Really boring. The fandom mostly loves Lena and glorifies her and whatever she does, but I call BS on all of the justifications for Lena's actions. What she did was bad, and she had to know what she was doing is bad. She was just stubborn and angry. She's an adult and super smart, and she should know better than throwing a temper tantrum of an Avengers level threat. Lots of MCU references I'm seeing in these comments. But man, that purple pantsuit. Girl, you were pulling that off. Mal and John stuff was great. And seeing Kyle Lombi as Mirren is always a treat. Phil Lamar is so small next to David Harewood. Grandpa Samuel as Earthbender Rama Khan was also cool. Wish we got to see him. Wish we got him and the other Leviathan members a bit earlier, and not 2 episodes before Crisis. Yeah. I'm intrigued what we're going to be doing, like, how we're going to be, are we going to be wrapping that up, or are we going to end up in a clip? I don't know. Let's just get into it.
Get Myriad online and operational. Nano-Cherry launches within the hour.
And Hope. Excellent work preparing the move.
Our Q-wave generator is ready to integrate with Myriad.
She's very
Supergirl?
pregnant now.
Don't worry, the bunker's that lined. She can't find us.
These are Lex's countermeasures. What do we do?
Ms. Luther.
Deploy.
That feels like a villain move.
That should keep her at bay. What's happening now?
It appears to be rearming the cannons with kryptonite.
Well, cancel it.
It's on an automatic override.
Shut it down.
It's not responding.
Shut it down now. Lena, don't do this. You must stay true to our mission. You don't kill people, no matter how much they've hurt us. I'm not gonna give up on you.
Then why'd you fly away? What? Why'd you leave?
Lena stole Myriad?
It's how I tracked her to Norquay.
But I don't think this is what it looks like. She saved me from Rama in the fortress, and even at Lex's bunker. The cannons were loaded with kryptonite, but she didn't use them. I can still fix this. I can
Doesn't mean
get
it
through
wasn't
to
a
her if I
threat.
could just talk to her.
I mean, it wasn't.
Brady,
but-
can you get me in there?
We can harness the Kryptonian cash crystals we have here to covertly project a hologram beam into her bunker.
Great.
Okay, if not for mind control over the population, then why would Lena need Myriad?
I think I might know.
Malefic. Engage psychic inhibitors.
Alex, please.
Agent Docs, apprehend the suspect.
Alex, please. Malefic and I mind-melded. I know his true intentions. He is here to help. He has some information about Lena.
I was her prisoner.
Carada, I have a job for you.
And I have one for you. You can tell them to stop sending agents like you with jobs for me. After everything Leviathan has done to me, taken from me, you can tell them that I quit. What are you?
What am I? I am Rama, guardian of this earth, the one who endowed you with your powers.
Where's Sam and
I
Dean's
understand
grandpa?
the pain of loss. Obey me, and I will offer you a way out.
Tell me what you want.
One last job, then you will be released.
And my father?
Your father can keep his riches. What little they're worth.
Hologram online and ready to commence.
Good luck.
It's almost ready, Ms. Luther.
We are so close, Hope.
I'll finish consolidating the data.
We can save them. All of them.
Lena,
Supergirl.
please just hear me out.
Save your breath. You showed me who you really are, and I believe you.
You have every right to say that. But don't do this.
Do what?
Whatever it is you're planning on doing with Myriad and Malefic's Q-waves.
Did it ever occur to you that I was going to do something good for the world?
With Myriad, people won't understand.
Of course, you assumed the worst. I'm not the bad guy.
I know. You spent years trying to be open and trusting, even when everyone expected you to be like your family. Even when everyone in your life let you down. Even when I was weak and lied to you, knowing that all you ever asked for was the truth. You were always better. Lex took advantage of my weakness, and he used it to manipulate you. He wanted my mistakes to change you. He wanted you to become him. But you are nothing like him. Nothing. Don't let my mistakes turn you into something you're not.
I am good. And I always was. Lex didn't change me, and you didn't change me either. You just exposed me to the ugliness of humanity. You did me a favor, Kara. I learned what kind of deceitful person you really are, and that's what inspired me to do this.
Lena.
Your words mean nothing to me anymore. Spare us both the drama. Leave me alone.
Wait. I couldn't get through to her.
Doesn't mean you won't.
You know, part of me always knew that this couldn't be that easy. And I get it. I fully understand why she feels betrayed. It's so hard for her to trust people. I made her trust me. Over and over again, I made her believe that I was the best friend who would never, ever hurt her. And then she finds out the most horrible way that our entire friendship was based on lies.
Like you were damned either way, Kara. Your choice to conceal your identity, it wasn't born out of a place of maliciousness. It was born out of love and compassion. And you were just trying to protect your family, and you were trying to protect Lena from people who could use that information to hurt us. And look, I love Lena too. I am deeply upset by what is going on. But this This isn't just two friends that are in a fight. This is someone who has turned a corner.
This is not our Lena.
Well, who is our Lena? I mean, she knew that Lex was out of prison, and she said nothing. She kept Sam Arias locked in a sub-basement at L Corp, knowing that she was Rain, and she said nothing. She knows how to make kryptonite, and she kept that hidden from us. Lena is leading her own double life.
You were making her sound like a Luthor.
Maybe that's because she is one. We can't put our faith in some distant hope that she's gonna do the right thing. And when every single action that she has taken up until now points to the contrary. Okay, we have to stop her, Kara. The safety of the world depends on that.
She is not Lex. I will not treat her like a villain.
I know you won't. That's why I have to.
What are you talking about?
When you went to speak to her, we used the hologram to piggyback a virus into the bunker's mainframe.
Alex, you used me?
In a few moments, Lena's defenses will be down and Myriad will be stalled. By then, if we have to take more drastic actions, Claymore 3 is positioned above Mount Norquay, and I will give her time to surrender. Kara, we have to start thinking with our heads, not with our hearts.
I get what you're saying there, but you also just used her.
Ms. Luthor, this is your moment. Shall I activate?
What's happening?
We'll lock onto the satellite. Something's interfering with the dish's ability to move. It's a virus. Working through our mainframe. Ms. Luthor, the hologram.
I was a Trojan horse, of course. How could I be so naive to think that Supergirl wanted to talk?
The virus spreads. The DEO will be able to deactivate our security defenses in 20 minutes. We need a workaround before then. We could manually unlock the arrays.
No, Lex has booby-trapped this entire place. It'll be a lethal failsafe if I try to tamper with the dishes.
Then I'll go.
No, you can't. Too great an asset.
Ms. Luthor, one of my prime directives, as you programmed, was to ensure the success of Non Nocere. If that means self-sacrifice...
No, even if you could manually reset it, there's no telling the extent of the virus's damage. All right, we may need you.
I'm just saying, also, like, this is still
if we could replicate the virus, we could reverse engineer it and override the shuttle remotely, okay?
So,
I'll need some help.
Very well. Accessing files.
Who's the target?
You're looking at it.
A super volcano? No, you can't be serious. You'd be killing all of them.
Extinction level events have been happening since the beginning of time. I should know. I was here to make them happen.
What have these people done to deserve this?
Existence is their sin.
Don't think of this as the end. Think of this as giving the world a second chance.
For years, I've worked for you telling myself there was a just cause. No more. Maybe I can't beat you. But you don't think Supergirl will?
Supergirl is not a god. I am!
What's going on?
There's been a perimeter breach.
Rama Khan is coming! He's gonna destroy the world!
Fool. I'm saving this planet.
Now I will remake the Earth, as I should have done a long time ago. It's a pity you won't be here to see it.
What's going on? What's that doing to her? It's like a flag.
Leviathan thanks you for your service.
I don't understand that. Is that killing
Brainy, I need a status update.
I've analyzed security footage of the appearance of the Shadow and of the object she was carrying. It's called the Staff of the Shadow World. It's an artifact associated with ancient Mesopotamians, but can also be found in Herculaneum. I juxtapose our image with historical images of Rama Khan, and voila, two were last seen in the ancient city-state of Pompeii.
That's concerning.
Indeed, especially as it seems the energy given off by the staff can be found in one other place in National City, the building where we assumed Leviathan was hiding.
That's across the street from the tar pits.
It's also the site of a dormant supervolcano. The last eruption was in the early Cenozoic era and was 10,000 times more powerful than Pompeii.
Rama Khan's an earthbender.
So he's trying to recreate Pompeii, a national city?
Pompeii times 10,000.
We need to divide and conquer. Supergirl, Jana, when she gets to the tar pits, find Rama Khan and stop him. You said the sonic cannon defeated him the last time, so go to the fortress and get that. Brainy, I need an update on...
Alex, wait. I have to tell you something. You don't have to use Claymore.
We think we can use Malefic's Q-waves to counteract Lena's. Stop her using Myriad.
Theoretically, he is correct.
You want me to use a known threat to stop an imminent one? Handing over a global Q-wave projector to a terrorist? What if Malefic just decides to change his mind once we free him?
He's changed.
But you don't know that for sure. And between Lena and Rama Khan gearing up for Pompeii 2.0, the last thing that I need is a third catastrophe. We are running out of time. You need to go.
Alex, please. I know you think what you're doing is right, but she is our friend. If you use Claymore, there's no turning back from that. I'll get the cannon. I'll meet you at the tar pits.
The DEO has sent another warning. In 9 minutes, our defenses will be disabled. Do you want me to...
Delete it. What was that?
That felt like a residual aftershock. A 5.4 magnitude earthquake right in the heart of National City.
Knocked the entire satellite array offline. There's no way I can reverse engineer anything now.
I can still try a manual override. I can reposition the dishes myself.
We discussed this. Absolutely not. You could be killed. Both Hope and Eve gone forever.
But it would be worth it for both of us. Because I believe in you.
But Eve
did
doesn't
too.
consent
I have
to that,
seen
though.
the depravity of humans. I have seen the betrayal and the pain. Let me help so that we can stop them from committing any more of these horrible acts once and for all.
No, we will find another way.
I mean, you kind of forced someone
Your
to
partnership has meant
overtake
the world to me, Hope.
Eve's body. It was not
You're the only friend I can count on.
But Ms. Luther, I'm not your friend. I'm something you created to serve a purpose.
But also,
You're right.
you're a person that's been invaded by...
This is the only way.
Oh, that looks janky.
I'm here, Ms. Luther.
Okay, careful now. At the base of the nearest dish, there should be an
I
access
really
panel.
don't agree with this. Like, there's still a human
The
being in
keypad's
there
rigged below.
Damn it, Lex.
that never consented
We
to
only
this.
have 3 minutes.
It's a group of satellite dishes aimed at the sky. Lex loved symbolism. Perhaps the code has something to do with heaven.
Or hell.
John Milton.
What was Lex's favorite quote from Paradise Lost?
Arise or be forever fallen. It worked.
Drop that in quickly.
Manually positioning the dishes. Ms. Luther, we are locked and ready to launch Myriad.
Amazing how we've done it. And now so will I.
Myriad has launched. Malefic's intercept is working.
Don't you see? People will never change.
You're wrong. People can change. That is what is so beautiful about this world. You did it! You stopped the volcano!
You knocked his block off.
What the
You
hell?
stopped Myriad. I don't understand.
There's nothing to understand. I lost. This is a life lesson to learn. Sometimes the good guys don't win.
You realize what you've done, right?
Enough. It's over, Rama Khan.
What are you talking about, Commander? The planets are still aligned. There's still time.
Not for you. Not anymore.
I can still finish this.
You've had your last go. Your reign is over.
She'll have something to say about this.
Who do you think appointed me?
This is not over.
Kind of looks like it is.
I'm sorry I failed. I wish there was more I could do for you, Ms. Luther.
There is.
I see.
Lena Luther, hands in the air.
It wasn't her. It was me. I did all of it.
Drop the gun. You're surrounded.
Eve, please.
Really?
Take her away.
That's not cool. Lena.
Miss Luther, you all right?
You saved us, Mel.
But how can I ever make up for what I've done? Only things were different.
One day at a time.
There is a way. And there's someone I'd like you to meet. Her name is Magan. She's a friend of mine. And she's a white Martian resistance fighter. She can help you when you arrive.
Can't believe the war still rages. The war that I helped fuel.
You can go home now. You can help extinguish those flames.
But what if I can't? I'm not strong like you, Jean. Fromir never had a role for me.
This is your role. You know the white Martians. You understand them. You know how they think. You can appeal to them. Malefak, you can bring peace to Mars for the first time in hundreds of years. It can start anew. You were never meant to be the pariah, Malefak. You were meant to be the promise.
Thank you, my brother. I will strive to make you proud. And to end what I helped start.
Not without this, you won't.
I'm giving him your...
Not a scratch on it.
I'll do my best.
Well done, John Jones. You passed the test.
Test?
It was a test?
You released my brother from the Phantom Zone. You brought my brother here.
When I saw you fighting Elseworlds, I could see that you were a great warrior, but one plagued by his past, and that made you vulnerable. You believed it was because you had left Mars, but it was something far, far greater, John. Your brother. But now that you have faced those demons, you have come to learn your vulnerabilities are your strengths. And now you are ready.
Ready for what?
A crisis.
Checkmate. Again.
So he did bring him back.
Finally, you've returned. I don't know if anybody's told you this, but the feng shui of this place is a bit stale.
I brought you back because the universe will need a mind like yours.
Someone who can checkmate anyone?
Time has come for you to fulfill your destiny, Lex Luthor. You could now become the hero that you have longed to be.
I've always been the hero. Happy to help. But first we have to discuss my sister.
What about it? Hey, what's up you guys? Quick interruption here. As you are no doubt aware, these past few years have been tough on all of us. And there are some things that none of us can hide from. The cost of living, for instance, food and things like electricity, gas, and water have all gone up, and they continue to go up. Now, I don't really like to advertise this, but in order to afford keeping the lights on, the camera running, and to be able to provide you guys with new content like this very edit, for example, I feel I need to let you guys know about how you can help support the channel and myself. I have a Patreon that if you pledge to, you're helping support the channel, and in return, you can get a vast amount of content that you wouldn't regularly get on YouTube, such as full unedited reactions to my regular content, a ton of other shows and movies that you probably don't even know that I've reacted to. A link to this can be found in the description below, and it really does help the channel by keeping me and my very cute cats alive. Think of the cats. If you're interested, you can also check out our website, which is also linked below. Perhaps there's some shows and movies there that you didn't even know that I reacted to, but you always wanted to see. Please know, pledging is entirely your own choice, of course. You're welcome to stay here on YouTube and wait for the edits to come out. No worries. I'm not going anywhere. More edits are coming. I understand not everyone is in the position to support creators, but any help is welcome. Anyways, thank you for your continued support, whether it's through YouTube or on Patreon. You guys are the best. Now please, enjoy the rest of the video. Alrighty, well that was Supergirl Season 5, Episode 8. To be honest with you, I feel like this whole Leviathan storyline's been a bit boring and dull. But it looks like we're going to be continuing it in some shape or form after Crisis. Myriad was stopped. Lena was stopped. So that was good. I don't know. I feel like this first half of Supergirl has been just kind of very mediocre compared to like last season. I don't know. Maybe it'll pick up. I don't know. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.